Hello, Steve Conley here for It's About Belief. Today I want to talk about creating your future with imaginary conversations, okay? Now, first off, you need to understand that most of us think that our thoughts kind of drift off into the past and disappear. Well, that's not what actually happens. What actually happens is our thoughts jump into the future to manifest that which we have asked for. So if you think about that, that kind of makes sense if we're on board with the law of attraction. So how do you create your next future? Well, I have found something that's quite effective, and that is by creating and imagining conversations in my head between individuals. Say there's a particular thing you want to have happen, and you create those events in your mind's eye, and you have those characters who are the people that you know who are in the event, in the scene, if you will, of your future uh, outcomes. So you create these events and these conversations between these characters in your mind's eye about how you want it to happen. Okay? So, and then you just launch it out there. Now, the best time to do that is at night, just before you fall asleep. Uh, Maybe you're lying in bed and you're right in that twilight zone between being awake and being asleep. You're right in theta, as they call it, brainwave theta. So that's where you can connect your conscious thoughts along with your subconscious, which is the creative mechanism that manifests exactly what you're thinking. It doesn't judge it. It doesn't look at it and say, well, okay, Steve's thinking this, but he really wants that. No, it doesn't do any of that. It just says, so you're thinking this particular thought, bam, we're going to manifest that. And that can be either a positive from your perspective or negative from your perspective. So you really want to pay attention to, okay, let's make them positive. At least that's been my experience. I want to make those things positive as I possibly can. So now you're connecting directly from your conscious to your subconscious in that theta zone right before you fall asleep. And then you fall asleep at night. And then the next day, really you just go about your business. You really don't give this particular scene or this conversation thing any other thought. And then usually what happens, at least for me, is at some point it will happen and I will not realize that it's actually happened. Because I've forgotten about it. I'll let it go. I'll let the universe just handle it. So it shows up, and then, maybe a day or an hour or even a week or sometimes a month later, I'll look back and say, oh, I got that. I actually got it the way I thought about it. And, you make those connections and you create those beliefs, and all of a sudden now you're really off to the races in terms of creating your own lifestyle and the life you want, the way you want it. Now, don't misunderstand. We cannot create. Well, we cannot actually control. That's the word I'm looking for. Circumstances. So we can't look out here and start trying to control the circumstances that are right in front of us. We can't do that because we're looking into the mirror of reality, the mirror of what's going on within our internal mind is reflected back. And frankly, by the time we see it, it's the past. And we did that already. We had those creative thoughts in our past. Now this is from that perspective, our future, which is our present at the moment. So we're looking at that and boom, it's the past. It's gone. There's nothing we can do about it. We created, we manifested, it's over. So looking in the mirror of reality, there's nothing to do except for, okay, do we want more or do we want less of that? And then that's it. So you decide if you want more or you want less, and then you move forward from there. So I hope this has been helpful. I've given you a couple of ideas and processes that can help you create a better life. Steve Conley, It's About Belief. it'saboutbelief.com.